He does a lot of research, and he did embarked on a different kind of research. For example, I know he looked at film of hysteria patients at the time, very old silent film and Kira did as well, to for that early part of the film, where the symptoms are much more clearly displayed than we had attempted on stage. So that was a very fruitful and interesting avenue. Of course, Viggo Mortensen is famous for his conscientiousness as a researcher. And when I arrived in Germany, when they were starting they had already started the shoot, but I happened to arrive in Germany around the same time as Viggo. And I discovered that he had been to a lot of second-hand bookshops in Vienna, because he had made a list of the books that Freud were important to Freud, and he knew that the Nazis, Freud had to flee from Vienna in 1938, and the Nazis had taken over his library. And so he reasoned that a lot of these books might well have found their way into second-hand bookshops. So he bought a lot of books, which he brought to put on the set, which were on the set in the movie.
I was just imagining their faces. I could just moments flash by where they show up with strange things. Maybe you could use these in the room of Sabrina, or I found this book, or no, but it's great. He has a wonderful team, David. That core group that you mentioned. Whether it's Carol or Ron or Peter Sushitsky and so many others. They are like-minded. I mean, David has consciously assembled a group of people that think like him, and I guess think like me as well. There's no research is too much. There's no such thing as too many questions. It's a great team to work with. I mean, I've never worked with a team as skilled and as single-minded about getting the most out of the opportunity to tell any particular story. I was laughing because I was just thinking of some of the things I probably brought to them that weren't really relevant. I don't know. But a lot of them have been relevant, I think, so we have fun together. With someone like Sigmund Freud, there's a lot of material available, that describes the way he spoke, his physicality, tone of voice, his sense of humor, which was something that I didn't know that much about until I started doing the research. The way he interacted socially with his family and with others, how gregarious he actually was, which was surprising to me. And in a way, like getting to know David, there's certain similarities there, I have to say. Sigmund Freud, must be very serious, was very intense, scholarly person. And then you get to know him, as with getting to know David, you realize, they're kind of pranksters at times, and they have a sense of humor, very dry maybe, but it's there. And I think they also have in common in their sense of humor that if you don't get the joke, it's no big deal. He's not going to throw it in your face. He'll just move on. You may not ever get it. But if you do know him, you realize that he's, you really enjoy the subtlety of it. And I think that was true of Freud. And it was just fun. It's really fun to work with someone who thinks that way. And, we had even less need to dissect things on the set. We could just get to work. And he was particularly helpful to me because he already knew a lot about Sigmund Freud to start with before the idea of making the movie came up, probably, for him. And, it was a lot of fun sharing all kinds of references and research that we were doing separately. Not just about Freud, but the world he lived in, the social, political climate in Europe at that time, at the beginning of the 20th century, about Jung, about anything, all other scientists, artists, politicians, literature, music. It's a lot of fun. I mean, I always, whether the director's inclined to dig as much as I am or not, on my own, the preparation for any movie, whether it's with David Cronenberg or anyone else, is always a source of inspiration and enjoyment for me, because that's, I mean, that can't be bad. I mean, if that's what you're interested in, you know, it's enjoyable to do that work, that preparation.